Chronic pain is really something that sucks people in. So it takes the energy out of people that are suffering from chronic pain, but it's also very difficult for their family members to go on with chronic pain and for health professionals. That's why these videos I'm creating here, the videos that go along with a program that helps you, if you are suffering from chronic pain, step by step to reduce your pain and reclaim your life. So first of all, chronic pain is a program in our mind that changes our whole behavior. People in chronic pain are usually much earlier, much easier to be angry, frustrated, depressed, because they are suffering from this pain constantly. And I tell you, I have suffered more than once from chronic pain myself. At the moment, I'm really pleased to say that I'm doing really well. I'm getting my fitness back, I'm getting healthier and fitter every day. The key is that you have hope. So you're starting with hope. That's the biggest starting point. So you don't want to give up in frustration and depression or so on. That you are actually watching this video means that you do have hope, that you are still seeking a solution. And the second understanding is to understand the chronic pain loop. To understand what are you doing that actually helps this pain loop to still go on. And also when health professionals are watching this video and family members, they're also gonna learn what they are contributing to help this chronic pain loop to go on. It's always a system, it's a system that's helping each other to go on. I cannot explain everything today in this first video, so make sure that you follow me, you give me your thumbs up and you share this video with others. And I want you to comment below. So what did you understand? What did you don't agree with it? What questions do you have? So I don't have to be right. I've been doing that. I've been a physiotherapist since 1994, so you can calculate that, and many different educations to guide myself out of chronic pain. I was in my early 20s when I suffered from chronic pain, and I went to physios and so-called experts, and they couldn't help me. So I went through this frustration, and I'm quite sure that those people, that those health professionals, those doctors and physios that could not help me felt frustrated too, because they simply didn't have the knowledge. So it took me 10 years to get to different degrees until I finally got there and was able to run again, to lift weights again and so on, and get my life back. But it doesn't have to get you, it doesn't have to take you 10 years to get there. And also along the way I learned the importance of the mind. So I started with neuro-linguistic programs, solution-focused therapy and hypnotherapy. And it's interesting to see, you can actually go 3 ways. So you can either go the way with the exercise program. This is what I'm offering in my book. And this book was published in 2019 and it's still accurate. The national guidelines have not changed since I checked them lately. And it is a book that explains chronic pain at the beginning. So I'm going to explain a bit in these videos as well. It is about this knowledge in the book, but these videos are also about my second book. And my second book is more based on my experience as a hypnotherapist. And I did my master's in sports physio, where we had learned about pain and understanding chronic pain and things like that, but I never really understood it. I found it, let's say it right, I find it really boring. I really did not think I would like to go into chronic pain. And here I am, so-called expert in chronic pain, because I've seen actually many people that see me for chronic pain and get their steps out of it. I have quite many reviews as well. You can look it on my Google reviews and on my website. People that have gone through my programs and now they are pain-free or nearly pain-free. They have 80% less pain, so they actually reclaimed their life completely. So on one hand, my training as physiotherapist and musculoskeletal therapist and sports physiotherapist and rehab specialist, and on the other hand, my experience in hypnosis, NLP and solution focused therapy. So we combine the body and the mind. And that makes much more sense. I do have people coming in and asking me and say, you know, my doctor said the pain is just in the brain. And then they come really upset because it has not been explained the right way to them. The perception of pain is always in the brain. There's no organ else that I would know of that you can perceive pain. All your emotions are made in the brain. Your happiness, your sadness, your lack of energy, but also your much of energy, everything. This is in the brain. But it doesn't mean that just thinking your way out of it is the solution. Having said that, you can actually go just the hypnotherapy way as well. Hypnosis alone has been proven to actually get people pain-free. Hypnosis was used years ago, 100 years ago, to amputate limbs. So if you can amputate limbs under hypnotherapy, it's obviously a really potent way to reduce pain. Dentists actually used to be trained in hypnosis. So you see, it's actually an old skill that unfortunately got lost a bit because I think the pharmaceutical industry has much more power, much more money to sell their medications. The medication with a whole tons of side effects. Comparing to that, hypnotherapy has none side effects. So as we said, you can do just hypnotherapy, you can do just the physio with the 12 weeks exercise program, or you can combine the two of them. So you can learn to move your body in a different way, and you can change your thinking about your body. And to combine both is, in my experience, the fastest way to go out of it. Feldenkrais, for example, goes in that direction, that's why I like Feldenkrais. So instead of actually going and have a pain schedule, what if I tell you, don't think about a pink elephant, what are you doing? You're thinking about a pink elephant. So I give you a pain schedule, and all day long you have to focus, okay, morning at 7 o'clock I went up, I had a 7 out of 10 pain, and then at 9 I had a 10 out of 10 pain, and so on. So what are you focused on? Pain, yeah? So Feldenkrais does it differently. Feldenkrais doesn't tell you what's the right way to move. It rather tells you how can you do it more easily? How can you do it more effortlessly? So it reprograms your mind. Yes, it is your mind that actually runs the programs on how you move. So it reprograms your mind to think differently about movement. So a classic one, which I see with chronic pain sufferers, with chronic back pain sufferers, they're sitting in the chair in my clinic, and I ask them, you know, now don't move, just sit there in a most comfortable position and tell me how much pain you have at the moment. They say, oh, probably a 3 or 4 out of 10. So don't move, just keep on sitting there. And now think about putting your socks on. And you already see on their facial expression that something changes. And then I say, okay, now, how much pain do you have? Yeah, probably a 7 or an 8 out of 10. So what's changed? Nothing physically changed, but the brain already anticipated pain. And that's the first understanding of chronic pain. So the brain already knows when you're doing certain things, it's gonna be painful. And that's when Feldenkrais comes in and say, ah, yes, that's right, but how can you do this differently? So Feldenkrais would now say, of course, it is painful the way you put your socks on all the time. And we didn't really learn to question that. We just keep on doing it the same way. You're not alone if you're doing that. So far, I've done that. My clients do that. So we tend to, even though it's painful, still do that movement the same way. So the first step out of it, and the first step I want you to learn today, is to think about the movement that usually causes you pain. Not tremendous pain, but a little bit of discomfort. You feel like, yeah, probably it is putting your socks on. If you have a shoulder problem, it's more putting your bra or something. So, or doing anything behind, you know, man is probably more take the wallet out of your back pocket or things like that. So if you have any of these movements, instead of you're doing the same movement again and again and causing the same pain, I want you to think before you do it and think like, okay, what's the easiest way to do it? Do I really need to close my bra here and every time I have pain, or can I actually close my bra in front of my belly and then turn around and find an easy way to do it? At the beginning, it seems like you're avoiding these movements, and you do at the beginning. That helps you to get this pain, get out of the pain loop. And then later on the track, you're going to go back and do all the movements again. So we don't want you to avoid movements, but at the moment, we wanted to get you out of the chronic pain loop. So for the moment, think about one movement that usually causes you discomfort or a bit pain. And if you are a health professional, teach that to your client. So if there's one movement that causes them pain, ask them, how can you do this more easily, more effortless? And there's no right or wrong. So there's not this only way. That's the key with Feldenkrais. Feldenkrais says, okay, what's the easiest, most effortless way? And probably at the beginning, if you want to put your socks on, okay, and you're sitting on the chair, yes, that was the painful way. Now can you do it? How many different ways are there to put socks on? You can lie on your bed, you can get your leg up, you can move your hips in all kind of different positions. How many ways? I'm not sure how many ways there are. You can find out how many ways there are. And always aim, so you don't actually have to always reach your feet. Already along the way to get there, you think, okay, now that's a bit sore. Stop before it's painful. So part of chronic pain is, besides of the brain training, which we address in another video, part of it is that chronic pain sufferers seem to move always into the pain completely. Yes, I know it is painful. Yes, I know it is painful. Instead of doing that, we want to start, and that's just a starting point, with this Feldenkrais thinking. So instead of doing that, we want to think like, okay, what else? How else? Okay, can I go into the direction of my feet? Okay, if I move, if I'm sitting, if I'm standing like that, yeah, that's better. You know what I mean? So think about different ways to move, and that's the first big step out of chronic pain. Okay? Follow me, please. Give me your thumbs up. Ask your questions below so I can address them in the next video. And I'm looking forward to talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.